Good morning, audiences and the viewers. Today I came up with this title. It is a research method. A research method is the tool and the technique that the researcher used to investigate and understand the world around us. In any sort of research, what we are going to assess is the world around us, nothing else, because any discovery, any research, any studies to identify, to assess and to investigate the realities in the world around us. This presentation will explore two main categories of research methods, the parametric and non-parametric approaches. In the parametric approach, in the assumption part, the distribution of data is normal distribution is expected, and what is quite common in this method is in the t-test, ANOVA, and regression analysis are some of the methods to be commonly used in the parametric test. Mostly this method is applied in psychology, economics, medicine, and some other related. As we already discussed, the normality, the distribution is normal. The other issue is independence. The observation in the data set is independent of one another. That means they stand alone. They will not depend on one another. The homogeneity of variance across, that means sameness nature is also exhibited, and there is a linearity in relationship. That means a form of line making, or making a line with their relationship can easily be exhibited. On the contrary, non-parametric research method commonly have the opposite issues. For example, regarding the assumption, they do not rely on a specific probability distribution and assumption about the data. And non-parametric method mostly use qualitative data, and it is common in ranking and ordering than giving values to the variables. That means, as it relies on the qualitative data, it is not expected to use values with numeric nature, and it is mostly common in Whitney you test, Kruskal-Wallis test, and Willis-Seindrand tests as a commonly used method of non-parametric test. There are some advantages and disadvantages to be mentioned in the non-parametric test. Among these, we can see, first, to begin with the advantage, fewer assumption about the data. Because there is no normal distribution, it's very difficult to assume. Suitability for ordinary and ranked order. That means it is more appropriate for Likert type, like orderly arranged variables. More robust and strong to outliers and non-normal distribution. That means it is more appropriate for outliers and non-normal distribution types of data. When we come to the disadvantage, have lower statistical power because it relies on the qualitative data. Cannot provide estimate of effect size and make inference about the population parameter. It is maybe more or less familiar for researcher, because researchers most of the time rely on using both the quantitative and qualitative data. Choosing between parametric and non-parametric method relies on 3 points. The first one is we have to know what sort of assumption is found regarding the data distribution. For example, if the data distribution is normal, we use parametric. The second is consider the research questions. Particularly, the specific research question will also guide us what method to use. Explore data characteristics, the distribution, scale, and others. The characteristics of the data also determine. For example, if we use numeric data, it's obvious that we use the parametric, not the non-parametric. So, if it is qualitative, we use the non-parametric one. Data analysis and interpretation can be exhibited using either of the four methods. The one is the visualization, the illustration in the form of graph, and visualization is common. And the second is perform analysis. For what? To draw conclusion. The third one is interpret the finding. And when we interpret the finding, consider the strengths and the limitation, and document and communicate the final report. In the last one, conclusion and key takeaways. Parametric and non-parametric test can be applied across different researches, but we have to consider which one to use based on the assumptions or the criteria or the requirements mentioned in the previous slide. Careful consideration about the assumption, the research question, and data characteristics can also guide us which method to use. And the last one is data analysis interpretation will help us to come up with appropriate results, conclusions, and recommendations where appropriate. Thank you for listening, and see you with the next video, and have a nice day.